How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be looking over my 1999 silver CL500. I don't know if you saw the other video that I posted up a few days ago. I did a review of the black sedan that I had. It's also a 140. It's 1997 though. And this is actually the car that got me into the 140s. I got this one first before I got the black sedan. So coming up on the front, you'll see it's a little bit more rounded compared to the sedan. The Russian plates, 000 is usually a government official, 001 being the first plate. And on Russian plates, when you see this number in the box, it usually corresponds to the district or the city that the license plate is issued to. So this being St. Petersburg. Moscow, I believe, is 77. And they have, of course, different versions for St. Petersburg. They don't just have 78. I believe they have also 178 and so on. The headlights have the wipers also on them. On this model, they work perfectly. It's a little overkill, but it's still a pretty cool option to have. The silver arrow, the silver grille, and the flat hood badge. I think this car would look goofy with the hood emblem, so it's good that they did it a flat one. The fogs are disconnected from the headlight compared to the sedan. The sedan has their fogs located in the top portion of the headlight, whereas the CL has its own bracket in the bumper, the lower portion of the bumper. The monoblocks, it's the same ones I have on my sedan. It's from the 220, the next generation S-Class, AMG 18-inch, and of course the two-door action. As you can see, it's a two-door with no pillars. By pillars, I mean this section right here. It's cut off. Gives the car a really unique look. The rear is kind of reminiscent, aside from the taillights of the sedan. The sedan has the connection piece. It's like one big connected taillight, whereas the coupe is just two pieces. By connection piece, I mean this part, if you remember, is all white in the sedan. This car has Parktronic, the parking sensors, as you could see, and the nomenclature is CL500. The 97 and under were S500 coupes. This one being 98, 99, they're CL500. Of course, I have the same style push button that you find in the sedan, with the handle that pops out. The trunk is very familiar. So you close it like that, handle goes away. It's the side of that. I'll show you the interior also. I have a rubber floor mat from, I believe, my old E-Class, and I didn't have the carpets, the original ones, so I decided to make it a little Eastern European, a little Slavic, with the Persian rug. So to get in the back, it's kind of a hassle. I wish it, well, actually I don't wish it had two doors, because then, 4 doors, excuse me, because then it wouldn't be a coupe and it wouldn't be unique. But to get in the back, you push this forward. This button is to unlock it when the door is closed. Right now I'm closing the door, that heavy door. Look at that. The seat belt arm comes out for the passenger. So this is me sitting in the front seat. As you could see, the back doesn't have too much space, but you could kind of sit, 2 extra people in the back. There is no space for a fifth. It's got this little, no one could sit in the middle unless you want to crack that wood, that frail 20-year-old wood. Well, I found this funny. They have control of the window, which is understandable. Wow, that arm is very loud. And not heated seats, but the headrest in the back. So right now I'm gonna press it up. Electronic headrest. And I'm gonna throw it down. It doesn't even drop, it just goes down with the button. I thought that was pretty funny. The rear passengers also have a little armrest, typical Mercedes style. Nothing really there. Cup holders that'll fly out on the biggest bump. And AC control, which is, by control I mean on and off. On off it blows either way, it's just a lot less. It's a lot less room compared to the sedan. A lot less room. I wouldn't be able to sit behind there, but the passenger has quite a bit of room. And as me driving, the seat is a little up front, so I could sit, in the back, and I don't think anyone would be able to sit in the back with me comfortably sitting in the front. And the funny thing is, the dimensions of the sedan and the coupe are nearly identical lengthwise, So I have no clue where all the space went. Maybe it's in the trunk, perhaps. And the steering wheel. The steering wheel is the stock steering wheel. I'm looking forward to change it for a wood grain, similar to the thing that I did on the sedan. The AMG pedals you could probably see. Same little touch. So you get in. It's got this nice chrome plating on the door. Let me take a seat. And inside the car also has soft close features. It's very similar to the sedan, except I feel like you get a more driver's feel in this car. Let's see. Starts up the same. The driver has a cool little seatbelt retractor that brings you out your seatbelt. Turn the radio off. Oh, speaking of which, the radio on this car, a lot of 140s have this little glitch where if you turn the knob, the volume knob, down, it goes up. And it doesn't just go up in increments, it just shoots up to the maximum and blows out, it feels like it blows out the amplifiers and the speakers. And it's pretty embarrassing. When that happens, I end up just turning off the radio and closing the windows in shame. So here is the back window being open, with the back windows down. I close the back window, and I'll put the seat back to show you the front window and the back window. And there you go, the pillarless coupe. Close both at the same time, or leave them like that, hanging, just to flex on them, let them know that it's pillarless. And this one. I have an issue with the driver's one. Sometimes, oh, there you go, it's okay. There's a small little gap in the window that if you close the window, it doesn't want to do it. Usually it falls back and it opens that gap again, and it takes maybe 4 to 5 times to really close the gap. And of course, right now it doesn't want to do it. It's like when you take your car to the mechanic and the car's working perfectly. But when I bought the car, it had the smallest gap from that regulator issue, and it let a lot of water leak. I don't know if you could see it. The wood ended up cracking. It's a little bit of water damage, but it's not too bad. You could find these pieces on eBay, but last time I checked, the wood trim is around above $300. It's crazy. That little one piece might be $150. So to change everything out, it's quite expensive. As you can see, this is the center console. The pilot controls. So you have 4 windows: front, back, passenger front, passenger back. And you also have a button to turn off the Partronic and to turn on the Partronic. And you have this button, which is interesting. It's very unique. At first I thought this was some kind of child safety restraint, but it just turns out it's just for the arms that you want to take out. Both sides come out in case you've been sitting in the car for a long time, The only thing that I have extra on this car is that little section right there. The top part, that section is for the Partronic. So those sensors that I showed, those control and tell you where there's 4 sensors in the front, I believe. So it's the passenger middle one and the passenger right one. It'll tell you that's being close, and the driver middle and the driver left, that's the one that controls that one. The back also has one. The back is right here. The left being the left side of the car and the right being the right side of the car. They're pretty primitive. Sometimes I get dust and dirt on them, and then all of a sudden when I'm backing up, it just tells me, you know, I'm completely backed up. And this is the Parktronic that you should see in the back when I hit reverse. But a look at that right there. They might not even come up because I have those little bricks in the back. Oh, there you go, there's one. And eventually I probably won't make it to the back. They start beeping. That's extremely close. I don't even want to risk it. The CL is, you have a lot more or a lot less blind spots. Look at that, it's like practically a convertible. When you're driving, you don't have this pillar right here to kind of block your view. You have your peripherals to tell you, you know, you look into the mirror right here and you don't see a car, but you should always check, of course. Gives the car a really unique look. So looking at the car gives you different angles